welcome to the show. Hello. Welcome to 50/50 Booking. It is just me this week. For those of you who were here last week, you'll know Aaron is not here. Previous obligation. So there you go. So you just got me. And of course, it's for a Rumble weekend, which means this is going to be longer than usual for most of these shows. I will try and get through this as quickly as possible because it's just me. So obviously there won't be the back and forth apart from if you guys want to get involved and send messages and questions and stuff like you can do. And all that stuff is great if you want to do it. If not, that's cool too. It's all good. So there we go. Let's start with, yes, we've got the social media. So we have a Twitter. We have the Instagram. And there you go. And let's see, and I'm guessing, there you go. For those of you who want to check out what I normally do, here it is. My photography company's Instagram. You can also find the website as well, which is, here you go, looks like that. All the links and stuff are in the description down below. Yeah. Obviously, no Aaron, but I'm still going to plug his stuff because I'm nice like that. So, charity for the month is Salvation Army. Basically, this is until midnight tomorrow, UK time. So, if you guys want to help support that, go to his Just Giving link, which is in the description. Which I think is in the description below. If it's not, I will put it in there. And of course, you can also find it when you switch normally. Obviously, didn't do it yesterday because obviously it wasn't available either, because he's not around for the whole weekend. But will normally be Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. So there you go. As far as I know, he should be back next weekend. But in the meantime, it's just me. So there we go. And I will kick us off with Raw is a bore, because it is. It's horrible. I fucking hate it. But the advantage of it just being me is I should be able to get through these quite quickly. We'll see what happens. Anyway, Monday Night Raw. These obviously are the go-home shows before the Royal Rumble. Raw started off with a weigh-in segment with Bobby Lashley and Brock Lesnar, and not really much to it. Lesnar weighed in more than Lashley. It doesn't really matter. But yeah, there you go. There's a reason to have a segment, I guess. I never see the point in these. I think they're fucking stupid. Right. So there you go. The first actual match was Bianca Belair versus Zelina Vega, and Bianca won, which shouldn't surprise anybody because Bianca's the one who's seems to be being built up, and Zelina, although he's a champion, she's half of the tag champions. And what's weird for me though is that Zelina was in this match. I mean, you should have probably had Tamina here because Tamina's in a match later on, which you understand when we get to that why I think it would have made more sense to have swapped her with Zelina. There you go. Next match on the show was Kevin Owens against Damian Priest. And Kevin Owens wins by disqualification over Priest. Priest is the US champion, so apparently I'm guessing it's supposed to be like a protecting of Priest. It's not. This is fucking stupid. Change the belt or don't do the match if you're going to have Owens win. It's dumb. Simple as that, really. All right, and here comes the match I was referring to just now. I'm skipping this. I'm skipping like the in-between segments and interviews, by the way, unless they are relevant. So, all this stuff. So the next match we have is Rhea Ripley, Liv Morgan, and Dana Brooke versus Carmella, Tamina, and Nikki Cross. Carmella and Zelina are the tag champion, women's tag team champions, which is why I think Zelina and Tamina should have been swapped here. To me, it would have made more sense. But they didn't do it, so this way. The team of Ripley, Morgan, and Brooke won. Not really that surprising, to be honest. It's a 6-person match. These very rarely have any actual meaning or significance. It was okay, but it's what I'd expect this. It's very much we've got a pay-per-view match, or premium live event, as WWE calls it, coming up later in the week. We'll just do this. No. So there you go. Next match off that is Chad Gable versus Randy Orton. This is the Alpha Academy against Rated Arcade Bro again. What a waste of time. Orton won. Yeah, there you go. Both these guys are talented, but they do this to death. Feud will continue long after it's meant to. They'll have every version and permutation of the match, and then they'll do it again and then again. What a waste of fucking time. Next match I have up is AJ Styles versus Austin Theory. And AJ won. Although, good, decent match. Probably does a lot for Theory, at least experience-wise, gets noticed, but AJ won, as he probably should do in all honesty. So. But probably Theory's best outing. But it's a waste of AJ too, that's the problem. But that's not Theory's fault, it's just how it's been done, really. It's bad booking, but, you know, seems to be how it is. Yeah. Right, so, following on from that, we have a tag team match, which is the Mysterios, which is, of course, Dominic and Ray, against the Street Profits, which takes place. The Mysterios won. This match is just here for no reason other than the fact they just want to have a match here. Again, this is something else that's being dragged out for no reason. Boring. There you go. Okay, so now, following on from that, we have pretty much the last major thing on Raw, which was a segment between Miz, Maurice, and Edge and Beth Phoenix, leading up to the Royal Rumble match they're going to have, which is a mixed tag match. Again, this was just a setup, and it was like, yeah, there was no real need for this. It was boring as fuck. But that was the end of Raw. So, obviously, with no Aaron, there's no marks being given, but yeah, I didn't think it was that good an episode. So, to that, if you want me to give it a grade, I'd probably say it's probably a 2. And I think that might even be being a bit generous, but there you go. Out of 10, by the way, just to let you know. So you have a point of reference. So, yeah. Okay. So next up we have NXT. Well, NXT kicked off with a Dusty Classic tag team match. There was a couple of them on this show. This one was MSK versus Jacket Time, which MSK won. Yeah, it's what you'd expect, really. So. This was followed by an Escobar coming out thing, one breaker segment, blah, blah, blah. This was, again, it was just a building up of a feud. It's like, yeah, okay, whatever. Didn't really do anything for me, honestly. It may lead somewhere, but fuck knows where. I mean, we all know where it's going. I think the idea is to get into a title match. But, God, it was not inspired. Something which I enjoyed more, though, was the Full Scale Anywhere match between Solo Sikoa and Boa, which at least has had some sort of build. They've had segments, they've had bits and pieces going on, and they've attacked each other and stuff. So at this point, it's a case of, as a result, basically run on batch for Full Scale Anywhere, and you can basically not be restricted by the rules. Solo Sikoa won. Not surprised at that, but I did kind of enjoy this match. At least it served a purpose, and and they made it very clear as to why this took place. Big fan of that. They don't do it enough. Called storytelling. They need to do it better. This was a good example of decent storytelling. This isn't great, but it's decent, and you can follow what's going on. Best kind of storytelling. Make sure people don't have to really struggle to follow the basics of your story. If you want to have a complex, layered story, by all means do so. But make sure people can at least follow the basic part. So you can keep people who are happy with just following that to that. And then if you want to add subtleties and layers to it, then add that as well. And then the other people who maybe are more tuned to that sort of stuff will pick that up too. So they get rewarded as well as people who just pick up on the basic stuff. My opinion, anyway. Match that followed that was Duke Hudson versus Guru Raja. Hudson won. It's as simple as that. This is obviously the result of what happened last week when Hudson interrupted the match, and yeah, whatever. 6-woman tag match. It's almost like they saw what happened on Raw and went, oh, we can do that. But to be fair, at least these guys did this better. The entire faction of Toxic Attraction against Kaylee Ray, Indy Hartwell, and Persia Pirotta. At least this makes sense. Kaylee Ray has an issue with Toxic Attraction, and the other two, Pirotta and Hartwell, are a tag team, and they have their issue with Toxic Attraction as well. So, again, makes sense. Good. Understand why this happened. And the six-person match, you know, there's nothing about whoever wins. That's cool. The team of Hartwell, Ray and Pirotta won. So this was good. Like this, didn't have a problem with it. Be a fan of that. Next thing that followed was the second Dusty Classic tag match, which got a problem with other teams in this, but the right team won at least, because you got the Grizzled Young Veterans versus Andre Chase and Brody Haywood. And now Brody Haywood is one of the Chase University students, so he's teaming with Chase, and the Grizzled Young Vets won, as they should. This is good. Excellent. There you go. So the Grizzled Young Vets and MSK respectively have progressed to the next stage of the Dusty Classic. Following on from that next is we had a singles match between Io Shirai and Tiffany Stratton. Io Shirai won, as she should. Tiffany Stratton's nowhere near experienced to really winning a match against Shirai. But I thought Stratton was decent. She looked okay, which for somebody who's not that experienced, that's good. So it's good to see. That then, of course, brings us to our main event of NXT, which was Cameron Grimes versus Donny D'Angelo. So these two had a fairly decent match. Not surprising, really. Both are fairly decent. I think Grimes is better out of the two of them. Actually, backwards and forwards. The match ended when Pete Dunne appeared. Big shot there. Got involved. Did stuff. Got D'Angelo. And then Grimes did his finishing move on D'Angelo and won. So, like the fact Grimes won because he's trying to build up momentum to get into the title picture. Not a problem with that. Also, furthers and continues the feud between D'Angelo and Dunne. Again, storytelling. Big fan of that. So this was good. I like that. That was the main event of NXT. So all good. So I managed to do this quite quickly. I'm quite happy about that. So yay. Because at this point I've only got three shows left to do. And one of them isn't particularly long, even that's our next one, which is NXT UK. So NXT UK kicked off with De Familia versus Gallus, and De Familia won. So it's a nice outing for them against Gallus. Gallus is a decent team. This was a good match, and De Familia won. So cool. Second match on this show was Ginny, which is Walter's new other half, or the German fella name. That's what I'm saying. Because I'm not going to call him by the actual name they call him now, but Walter. And she took on a male. Ginny won. It's pretty much what you expect, really. Yeah. The event, again, wasn't too bad. The main event of this show I liked, though, which was an empty arena match between NXT UK champion Ilya Dragunov defending against Jordan Devlin. This was a decent match. It went well. The match ended when Dragunov pinned Devlin following his finishing move. So I thought Dragunov would win this. I thought definitely did very well in this match, come up with some interesting ideas and some spots as well. But yeah, Dragunov. There you go. Nice and easy. One of my favourite things for shows. Yeah. There we go. And that brings me to Smakdown. Yay. This was literally the night before the Royal Rumble. So a lot of these people, once they did their bots on this show, had to then make their way to the Royal Rumble. So because they had to travel from where this took place to the Royal Rumble in St. Louis. SmackDown started off with a segment, all the women in the ring, normal thing happens with Royal Rumble, everyone putting forward their case, so they're going to win, blah, blah, blah. And that came to returning Sasha Banks. Good to see Sasha. Nice to see she's well again. She's not injured. Big fan of that. Like Sasha, I think she's very good. We should be a bit more careful though, but you know, it's how she wrestles. So there you go. That led to the first match, which was tag team match. Again, this is copy and paste from things that have been recurring. Rich Holland and Sheamus versus Ricochet and Cesaro. Holland and Sheamus won. There you go. We finally get a match between Sonya Deville and Naomi. Oh, imagine. I'm not going to go into all the bits and pieces and ins and outs because, to be honest, it's annoying. It annoys the fuck out of me. But on the plus side, Naomi won. Yay, babyface! After all that shit Deville's been giving her as a heel, Naomi won. So, there you go. However, pretty sure this is not the end of this. You'll see what I mean when we get there. So, there we go. The next thing that follows on was a tag match between Nakamura and Boogs against Jinder and Shanky, and Nakamura and Boogs won. Easy done. Simple, easy, leader. Yeah, so following on from this, we have a tag match. The New Day against Corbin and Moss. New Day won, as they should. Corbin and Moss are crap. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I've managed to go very, very quickly at the moment, so I'm happy because I didn't really want to have to draw this out too much because it would have been a pain in the butt. So, yeah. So that brings us to the main event, SmackDown, which was essentially a go-home segment for the Rumble. So, ooh, hello. See, hello, Lucifer. What's good? Well, hopefully everything for everyone, personally. That would be my preference. Yeah, I'm all on my own today. This is normally the show I do with Aaron. Aaron's not available, so I'm just trying to get through as quick as possible. Otherwise, this was going to take forever, because normally when me and Aaron do these shows, they go on for a bit, especially when you've had like special events. But yeah, I managed to get through this quite quickly, so I'm quite happy. Yeah, you've what are we talking about? Yeah, you've caught into the wrestling show, which happens every Sunday. I'm literally at the end of the main event part of one of the programs, and I'm going to do their pay-per-view thing, and that's going to be quite quick, so then it's done. And then, obviously, as I'm going through, we can also just talk and chat about anything as well, because obviously there's what we talk about for the show, but obviously for the people who are tuning in who not necessarily are fans, we can just talk about stuff as well, so it's not a problem. So when people chat in like yourself, doesn't necessarily have to be about what we're covering, but people who have questions about this, by all means, can do so. But yeah, happy to talk in general, really. For you guys, it's all good. So, yeah, essentially, this last segment on SmackDown led to the match they're going to have at the Royal Rumble, and yeah, simple as that, really. So that was the end of SmackDown. So yay! Right, I managed to get there amazing. It's amazing considering when I normally have Aaron here, these shows can go like hours and hours. So, but to be fair, it's because we engage and talk a lot more about the inter-bit segments and stuff and things we've heard. So, but I think this is just me. It's better if I don't draw this out any longer than I need to, because me talking about this stuff on my own probably could get a bit boring for people. So, apart from obviously when people ask questions and stuff, but I'm not obviously speeding for it, but I'm not dolling over them either because I think it's best that I don't. So, there you go. Anyway, Donnie, Lucifer, what's up with you? How you doing? You having a good weekend so far? So, I know I did. Got a nice relaxing week too before I have some work too later in the week. So always good. Right, so I am literally going to speed through the Royal Rumble as quick as I can because, to be perfectly honest, it's not really worth talking about a lot of this stuff apart from the Rumble matches themselves, which I will cover briefly. Let's see. The opening match of the Rumble is Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns for the Universal title. The match ends in a disqualification win for Rollins because Roman Reigns won't break his submission move. It's a way to basically protect Rollins but not have Reigns lose the belt. And it's dumb. I don't like these as finishes. They are stupid. Just have Reigns beat him if you don't want a title change. My opinion. There you go. Women's Royal Rumble. And this may be something that Donnie might find interesting anyway, if nothing else. This was won by Ronda Rousey, who basically made a return for this. Ronda, of course, is ex-MMA, so anyone who's MMA who's watching this will probably know the name, and obviously some of the wrestling fans will do as well. I'm not a big fan of her, to be honest. I find her boring, but maybe this time around she'll do better than she did before, because her in-ring ability was great, but she was so boring. I mean, promo-wise, she sucked. But honestly, I think a lot of that's also down to the fact WWE make you adhere to their scripted promos, and it's bad when they do that, especially with certain people, and I think she's probably one of them. But I don't know. Also, the fact she's now a mum may make a difference as well, because, that's why she disappeared for a while, because she's trying to have a baby, and she had one last September, I believe it was, which is cool. So yeah, she will now gets to pick whichever one of the women she wants to fight at WrestleMania. So good for her. Right, that led to the women's Raw title match, was Becky Lynch versus Piper Niven. This match's highlight was the fact that WrestleMania sign caught fire twice during this match, and had to lower it down and evacuate seating to make sure nobody got hurt. But that was literally the highlight of this match because everyone knew what was going to happen here. Becky won. Easy. Done. So, off that, we have the men's WWE title match, which was Lesnar and Lashley. And Lashley won this with the help of Roman Reigns. If you're going to have Lashley win this, have him do it on his own. Do not have Roman interfere. This looks really bad for Lashley because Lashley looks like a weak-ass champion. And because this happened, we all knew what this was going to lead to. And this is exactly what happened. But we'll get to that in a minute. The mixed tag match, which is next, is Beth and Edge versus Maurice and... let's see. There's Maurice and The Miz. Edge and Beth won. It's the best thing I can say about this. This match didn't need to happen. It was unnecessary, but there you go. Right. And that led us to the last thing that happened in the Royal Rumble show, which was the men's Rumble match. And to be honest, this was as boring as fuck. This was probably the worst Rumble I've ever seen. And I've seen them all. So, yeah. There were a couple of surprise entrances. Well, not really surprised because we knew they were going to be there. Johnny Knoxville was in it from Jackass. Bad Bunny. Those are the people. Those are mainstream guys people would know. Wrestling return wise, Shane McMahon was in this for whatever fucking reason. God knows what. The match was won by the 30th entrant, which was Brock Lesnar. Because what happened in the WWE type match kind of tipped off he was going to be in this match and probably win it. And that's exactly what happened. So yeah, so not impressed. But there you go. And that is actually our week in WWE. So actually that very quickly. I am impressed with myself for being that quick. So now I've got through this very quickly, and it's under half an hour. After it's taking less than half an hour to do it, so I am impressed with myself. It's quicker than what I did the last time this happened. I will basically do chit chat and ask, and we'll do Q&As and stuff with all you lovely people, and we can talk about almost anything you like. If you hit subjects I don't want to talk about, you'll know. But by all means, you can still ask your questions. So I will give you guys about another 10 minutes of questions in. And obviously, if you guys don't, then I will end the stream there. But I'm just going to give you guys a little while to do stuff. So I'll just be here waiting because I can. That's what happens when you give yourself plenty of time to do stuff and you happen to be quick to do it. So excellent. So, but while I wait for you guys, for any of you guys to send me a message where you want to talk, ask questions, I will go about responding to work stuff that's come up. There you go. But in the meantime, I am still paying attention to you guys. So if you do want to hear, there we go. Response. Sure. So now I am here. So that's nope, still no response here. Yeah, you guys have 6 more minutes. So I'm going to be generous here, about 6 more minutes. If you guys want to get ask me any questions or responses and stuff, otherwise I will end the show. Because otherwise I'm just sat here with nothing to do. And I doubt anyone really wants to see that, honestly. So, yeah. But this is the thing when you're doing shows like this particularly, because this is a show where it's normally me and Aaron. And because now Aaron, it changes how the dynamic works. And yeah, I know some people probably say, well, where do you get somebody else to do it? I don't know anyone else who actually watches WWE. So that would be a bit redundant, in all honesty. So it would take longer because I'd have to explain to that person what was going on for them to comment on it, which would make the show longer. So yeah, so that's why it was just me, because I figured that it's going to be easy because I'm familiar enough with it and I can just get through quickly. So that way, when it's me, yeah, I know it's not as funny probably, but again, it's just me. So what you're gonna do? But yeah, as a result, it's just a bit hard, result. But at the same time, there's normally a show on this day, at 8 o'clock. So I wanted to make sure, 8 o'clock UK. So I wanted to make sure you guys got your show so you didn't miss out. Because again, when you don't get a show, sometimes people are a bit, well, they weren't there that week, so are they going to be there that week? Again, it's a reliability thing. If you normally do something at a certain time, or you aim something, I personally like to try and make sure I can do it, or at least make it very clear to people well advanced that if it can't happen, this is why it can't happen. So there you go. So so let's say there you go. Figured it was easy just to do also don't know what I say, so obviously it's up there as a message thing. So yeah. Any questions, comments? You've literally got about 5 minutes, give or take. So there you go. So weekend. So obviously we've got the weekend now. Got a fairly interesting week this week. I'm off into central London tomorrow. I've got some stuff to do, so that'll be fun. Then during the week, I've got some admin paperwork stuff to do, some website stuff to do, what to do with work, got some meetings. And then we get to the weekend. I have a wedding to go do. And the day afterwards, I am going to a wedding show with a friend of mine they are actually taking part in the show. I'm just going along to be with them because a friend of mine, they wanted the company. And it's not that far from me. And, you know, it's nice to spend time with my friends. So, yay, like that. So, also, it's a wedding thing, so it relates to what I do for a living. So that doesn't hurt either. So, never a bad thing. Oh, let's see. Are we going to get any questions, I wonder? Well, at this point, we've got 3 minutes. So we'll see. Yeah, there may be a show during the week as well. That kind of depends on timing, though. So, yeah. There will be a photography show obviously next month as well, because there's usually at least one a month. Where I'll talk about photography stuff as well. Just trying to work out what subject I'm going to talk about on that show. So, been having a think as to what it could be. The last one, of course, was me talking about what happens when I have an event or wedding to cover. So, yeah. So the next one will probably be. Oh. Yeah, I'm just trying to think what it'll be. That's the thing. It's kind of hard to think of the subjects that you guys may be interested in to talk about, because there's a lot of stuff I have to do, but most of it I don't think you give a rat's ass about, honestly. So, It says a case of working it all out. For example, here in the UK, our self-assessment tax deadline is tomorrow, and I've already done mine. Mine's done. I've self-assessed. I've sent it in a file. I'm done. I'm good. So, the fun of being self-employed, self-assessed tax. Obviously, any Americans out there, you guys do this. It's a normal thing for you. So it's something you're used to. Here in the UK, we only have to do it if we're self-employed, which I am. So, otherwise, it's automatically done for your work and you don't have to worry about it. There you go. So maybe we'll talk about that. I don't know. I haven't decided yet, but I'm going to have a think about it. Obviously, if you guys think of anything you'd like me to talk about when it comes to that sort of stuff, let me know. The socials, and you can leave comments and stuff. Obviously, anything to do with the wrestling stuff, you can just leave your comments down here as well. Our social medias, links are just down below. You can always contact us there through things you want to hear about on any of the programs, whether it's photography, wrestling, whether it's a general chat, or if there's somebody you'd like to talk to as a guest on the show. There's also a movie show we do, which I keep trying to work out to get one of those done. I have something in mind, but I need to speak to a few people to see if they're available to do it. I think it'd be fun if I can get them on. So we will see. Yay. Right. Let me see. So yeah, that's the 5 minutes I just gave you guys, and no. So I'm guessing you guys either don't have any questions, or you're busy, or you're probably drunk or happy. Either way, guys, it's all good. So obviously it's a Sunday, and a lot of us want to rest and relax as well. So I don't blame you. I'm going to go off and do that now and leave you guys to it. So we'll speak to you soon, guys. And I am out of here to enjoy the rest of my Sunday here in jolly old England. See you later. Bye-bye.